So our space is all prepared. We're ready to start installing cabinets. Justin is going to look again at the plan. You always want to be referring back to the plan. He's going to determine, are we going to start in the corner or start with a cabinet under the window? Some installers would prefer to start with wall cabinets while there are no base cabinets in the way. We believe starting with the base cabinets is the best method. Justin determined that with this layout, by starting with the corner base cabinet, the sink cabinet will be centered with the window, which is typically what you want to achieve. Right now, he's installing countertop support cleats that will go behind the base square corner cabinet. Base cabinets are built at 24 inches deep. The square corner cabinet that turns the corner is built at 23 inches deep. This allows you to position the cabinet properly if the walls are not square. So again, the cleats behind the cabinet will pick up the load of the countertop. So with the base square corner cabinet positioned in place, it's not attached yet, Alan is going to drill for plumbing in the sink cabinet. So he's going to take careful measurements from the end of the base square corner cabinet and down from the level line. Now he pre-drilled this earlier, but we're showing the steps that he took to get these holes. You'll use a hole saw, the proper diameter saw, give yourself a little play, drill a little bit larger hole than the actual plumbing, and the holes will be covered with the trim on the inside of the cabinet. An alternative to boring holes in the back of the sink base is simply to cut a square opening, allowing room for your drain pipe and your water supply lines. When installing cabinets, the goal is to achieve level and plumb. This will ensure level countertops. It'll make sure water or other liquids will not run off to a low spot or to the floor. Plus, final alignment, all the doors and drawers will be a minimal process. Rather than installing one cabinet at a time, a preferred method is to connect a series of 2 to 4 cabinets as a unit. Then level and connect this unit of cabinet boxes to the wall studs. So here we're going to see Justin clamping the cabinets together. He made sure that the front edges align well, the top of the cabinet is flush. When fastening cabinets together, you want to fasten at the top, the bottom, and the middle on the front edge, and at least the top and the bottom on the back side to secure the cabinets together properly. In this connection of 2 cabinets, we're using what's called a connector bolt. The great thing about connector bolts is they really align the cabinet well. Justin will pre-drill a hole, they screw together and really squeeze the cabinets tightly together. Another way of fastening cabinets together, instead of connector bolts, is using a simple screw. So you want to use a 1 1/8 inch screw. So Alan has clamped the cabinets together. He'll pre-drill a pilot hole with the countersink bit. So Alan and Justin have fastened 4 cabinets together, wrapping the corner. They're now going to install this section of cabinets to the studs. They'll check for level, the horizontal plane. They'll check for plumb, which is the vertical plane. Use shims as necessary. Once they are assured that everything is plumb and level and shimmed properly, they will then connect the cabinets to the studs. Alan placed shims where the screws are going so the cabinet is not sucked out of square against the wall. Using a razor blade, you scribe the shim and it'll simply break off. Placing cabinets adjacent to appliances is another critical point. Be sure to have the appliance specs on hand to verify the space required for your different appliances. In our kitchen design, these were pre-marked earlier. You can follow the lines, but a more preferred method will assure a good square install is to use appliance spacers. Alan is showing these spacers that he pre-built, 24 inches wide for a dishwasher opening, 30 inches wide for a range. These are made out of plywood, glued and fastened together. If you're a professional installer, build these to the different appliance sizes and keep them on hand for future use. So Alan's going to show us now how to use the spacers for the dishwasher opening.
Again, I'm going to treat them just like another cabinet. I'm going to get them flush with the top and flush with the front so I can keep my line.
Where Alan's attaching screws will not show. It'll be hidden by the appliance. So there's no concern with a hole being drilled into the side of a cabinet. Now, if you had a side that was going to be showing, you'd want to screw from the inside. The dishwasher end panel gets installed just as if it were a cabinet. It's going to shim it at the floor to get it up to the level line, pre-drill, and in this case, fasten it to the dishwasher spacer. So we got our base cabinet set. Now we're going to start with a tall cabinet that's on the left end of this cabinet run. Tall cabinets are shipped with the toe kick platform inside the cabinet. This facilitates shipping, allows you to stand the cabinet up if you had a low space. So we're going to install the toe kick platform on the bottom of the cabinet and set our tall cabinet in place. So the tall cabinet was installed using the same steps as installing base cabinets. The tall cabinet was attached to the adjacent base cabinet, and as a unit, they were shimmed, leveled, attached to the back wall. Justin's taking one more check, make sure the cabinet is plumb. He's also checking level across the back wall for the base cabinet where the range would be placed and on into the corner. Wall cabinets are next. Again, we have the tall cabinet set, and the height of the tall cabinet in this design is 84 inches. That's going to be our design height for the rest of the wall cabinets, and that shows on our elevation views here. Now, a great step to facilitate installing wall cabinets, and if you're working by yourself, you'll especially like this, is build these wall cabinet stands. You want to cut them, and maybe you have a couple of different heights, again, if you're a professional installer. In this case, we're allowing for an 1.5 inch thick countertop. We want an 18-inch clearance between the countertop and the bottom of the wall cabinet. So these stands are made at 19.5 inches tall. They support the wall cabinet, allow for easier installation. Again, this is setting the design height, so Alan and Justin will start setting our wall cabinets using the same processes they did with base cabinets. There's multiple ways of turning a corner in cabinet design, the planning of kitchens. In this particular layout, we're using what's called a wall blind corner. It was the best solution for aligning the reveal between the side of the cabinet and the window and aligning with where the range hood is going to be placed over the range. The wall blind is built such that it can be pulled from the corner until the right side is at the proper distance from the window trim. Once in place, lined up, it'll be screwed to the studs, again, just like with other cabinets. Checking our plan again, the design calls for a tall applied panel installed on each side of the refrigerator. This creates a cavity for the refrigerator to fit into. Also is what's called a wall full depth cabinet, which is 24 inches deep above the refrigerator. Wall cabinets have been set, and as I mentioned earlier, are in a line with the top of the tall cabinet. So that line was carried on around the room. As you can see here, a level line was drawn. Now our design height is 84 inches. However, remember that the floor might be out of level. So Alan measured from the floor up to our line and determined it's 84.25 inches to the top of the level line. So off-site, he has pre-cut our tall applied panels to 84.25 inches. There's two of them, and they assembled the wall full depth cabinet and the panels as a unit. So they're going to bring that into the space, and we'll show how you set that in place. They've moved the assembly, the wall full depth cabinet attached to the applied panels. You'll notice too that the applied panels are extended beyond the face edge of the cabinet box. The reason for this is you want to have the door plane, when they're installed, to be flush with the edge of this panel. You'll see more of this in our next segment. So to secure the right refrigerator end panel or applied panel to the floor, they've pre-cut a 36-inch wide strip, same width as the wall cabinet. That sets the panel in place. Alan's going to drill a pocket hole at an angle down into the floor to secure the panel to the floor.